lost a lot of weight since the beginning of the year. Can you tell me about that? Was that intentional or was that just part of the training?
It was very intentional. I have always battled my weight, and I think that's for a variety of different reasons. I have a lot of gastrointestinal issues. Um, I also have a primary immunodeficiency disease, which is a disease similar to what the bubble boy had. So I don't have a fully functioning immune system. It's genetic. I was born without it. So I get my immune system through weekly immunoglobulin infusions. Everybody now has kind of heard of that. 2 years ago, they had never heard of that. So, it's one of those things, at least with COVID, now most people know what donating antibodies looks like and donating plasma is all about. So that's been around for many years. People donate plasma and they extract their antibodies from those donations, and I get those through weekly infusions. That's how I have my immune system. There's no cure for this disease. It's a lifelong treatment, and it's something I'll do the rest of my life. And that comes with a whole other host of comorbidities and other diseases. Some of those, asthma, severe issues with my lungs from time to time. I've had a lot of bouts of pneumonia. So over the years, I've ended up on a lot of steroids, which has led to weight gain. I have been very, very fit throughout my life. And a lot of that, I was very sedentary, which leads to weight gain. And just being that sickly, you sometimes start to sit around and feel sorry for yourself and gain weight. And all of that led to a lot of weight gain. And about probably 6 or 7 years ago, I found myself about 100 pounds overweight. And once I got interested in hand cycling, that really pushed me to start losing some of the weight, because the more weight I could lose, the lighter I would be, the more competitive I could be, the easier it would be, that sort of thing. And I lost a good chunk of weight about 3, 4, 5 years ago, but I just wasn't getting the last of that off. So in January, I did start working with Catherine, my registered dietitian, and she helped me really fine tune my diet, figure out as an athlete what I needed to be consuming to be able to put in these insane training hours that I've been putting in, to help me not only lose that excess weight, but also keep my body in tip top shape and keep me performing at a very high level. So it's been a team effort this year to get me to the point where I am right now with my dietitian, my coach, my doctors, all of that. It really has been a team effort to try to get me to where I am. But I've lost about 60 pounds since the beginning of the year. And I feel better this year than I have in, I don't know how, ever, possibly.
That's
I
awesome.
feel so much better. I feel healthier, and just everything.
Yeah. How much weight have you lost total? You said you were about 100 pounds overweight. Did you lose all of that?
I have lost, at last count, I've lost, I think, about 96, 97 pounds total over the last 5 or 6 years. I never kept very close track of my weight until the last 2 years, because I think part of too, I was just in denial. So I wasn't sure exactly how much I weighed 5 or 6 years ago. I went back through some of my medical records and I found some of it, and it was kind of a scary number. But so I hit my goal weight the morning we left for the Boston Marathon is when I hit my goal weight. So
That had to have motivated you a lot.
It did. It was kind of crazy. The first thing I did when I got on the scale that morning in the packing, and I got on and sent Catherine a message. I'm like, oh my gosh, I hit my goal weight this morning, which we were trying to kind of do it before Boston, but not necessarily, because the most important part was making sure that I was properly fueled and I was in the right intake of carbs and protein and fat and all of that. And we'd kind of planned it out. We were hoping it would be before Boston, but if it wasn't, it wasn't, because I didn't want to lose too fast. That would have been the worst thing I could do, was lose it too fast, because then you start to lose muscle mass if you lose weight too fast. You certainly don't want to do that as an athlete. And if you lose weight too fast, you're less likely to keep it off. So we were trying to keep it very consistent and make sure I wasn't losing too much too fast.
Yeah, I actually had to explain that in our morning meeting today. We were talking about that being kind of the health angle to this is, like losing weight and still training. And I was like, it's actually more complicated than you would realize, because you think an athlete just run some more and you'll lose some more weight, but it's not, it's really like a balance of calories in versus calories out. And yeah, so
it's not it. Yeah, that so many people think that's the way it works, and it's just not. Last year, I mean, there were weeks in 200 miles a week. I was training for, oh my gosh, I don't even know how many hours. 10, 12 hours a week. Not just, going to the gym and doing a little work, like serious training. I was, qualifying for the Boston Marathon, and I was winning races and all of this, but I could not lose the weight. So it's very, very difficult to do. It's not impossible. A lot of people will tell you can't lose weight if you're training for a marathon. That's not true. You can. I'm living proof. But it is very difficult, and it's a very difficult balancing act. You have to make sure you get the right ratio of carbs and protein and fats. Make sure you're eating the right things and balance all of those calories out. So it has definitely taken a lot of work between myself and Catherine to figure out all of these little nuances. And then add to the fact that I have a lot of GI issues because of the other diseases I have. So there's a lot of things that I can't eat. I have a ton of food allergies. My list of food allergies is a mile long. So I am a very complex case. She had her work cut out for me with me, but we got it all figured out. And
she wasn't scared.
Yeah, managed to get the weight off. And so I'm super excited, and
yeah,
allowed me to take my training to the next level.